TNA wrestler Shelley is leaving the company. Now, this past Monday, there were reports saying that he just straight up left. I wasn't informed about this until I went on Twitter and I got a tweet from a person who goes by the username @HeelWrestling. And when I read it, my reaction was, did they release Shelley? And it turns out that he just quit, or was rumored to have quit. Well, it turns out he's still with the company. It's just that when his contract expires, which is pretty soon, he is leaving the company. He's not renewing it. And that, to me, kind of sucks. Because Shelley is my favorite wrestler out of everyone on the TNA roster. Shelley, he's a very good in-ring worker with good mixture of technical and high flying. And he knows how to put on a good match. And his promos are just amazing. Like, he knows when to be serious and the perfect time to crack a joke. Because Shelley, he is so funny. And to hear that he's leaving the company, it just kind of bums me out. Now, when I look at Shelley, alright, based off his in-ring ability, his promo skills, his look, and the way he carries himself, I see him as a potential main eventer. And Shelley, he is one of the many wrestlers on the TNA roster who got me into the show and watched it on a weekly basis. I haven't been watching TNA for that long. I only started watching it in July of 2010. And the match that really stood out the most when I first tuned into Impact for the very first time was when Shelley and Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns, were having their best of 5 series of matches against James Storm and Robert Roode when they were known as Beer Money. And the match was a ladder match with the stipulation of whoever got the clipboard that was hanging over the rope would choose the stipulation for their next match. And as I'm watching this, it just blew me away because they were taking some sick bumps, and Shelley and Chris Sabin were pulling double team moves like crazy. And the first thing I said was, holy shit, why doesn't WWE let their tag teams do this stuff? Because that was so cool and refreshing to see. Because around that period of time, WWE had no direction with, like, clearly no direction with the tag teams. And it was pretty cool to see that the tag teams in this company were actually being utilized. And I believe in that same night, Shelley also had an X Division match. And that also blew me away because not only did I see how capable of, not only was I able to see Shelley work in a tag team, but as a solo competitor. And he just became an instant favorite. Now, the feuds this guy had that I remember watching. His tag team feud with, as the Motor City Machine Guns, when they were facing off against Generation Me, Max and Jeremy Buck, I I enjoy that because they put on good matches and they cut good promos with one another. Now, I didn't see Alex Shelley's X Division title runs, but the one he had this year, that was just amazing. Because the promo he and Austin Aries cut going into their match at Against All Odds was well done. Like, these two were just taking shots at each other and Alex Shelley just pulling out these hilarious one-liners. And after he was done his feud with Austin Aries at the beginning of this year, we didn't see much of him until Chris Sabin returned from his knee injury, and they had their little program with current tag champions Samoa Joe and Magnus. Now, their promo that they had together was kind of last minute, but both made very good points on how they were the best tag team in TNA. So they had their match at Lockdown, and it wasn't too bad. Like, it wasn't the best, but at the same time, I've seen worse tag matches. So after that, we just never seen Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. It's just the last time we saw them was when they made an appearance at last month's Open Fight Night. And from then on, we rarely saw them. It's like, and just for like a talent like Alex Shelley to be wasted like that is just ridiculous. Now, at first I was bummed to hear that he's leaving, but now I'm guessing it's best for his career because it seems like TNA doesn't know what to do with Alex Shelley, even though Chris Sabin is back. So now, once the news broke out that Alex Shelley is leaving TNA, people are saying that it's possible that he could join WWE because Kevin Nash, who is friends with Triple H, the head operator, is very big on Alex Shelley. And if Alex Shelley does join the WWE, I have no problem with that. Because there's a lot of guys in their mid-card who could use a guy like Alex Shelley to help them elevate their characters, improve their in-ring ability, and on their mic work. And also, if Alex Shelley were to join WWE, if he's built up properly, I can see him have a good, solid Intercontinental title feud with Christian. Because of the past history those two have with their time in TNA. And there's also other people on the roster who also got their start from Ring of Honor, who maybe Alex Shelley could put on a good match too. I wouldn't mind. That'd be actually pretty cool to see an Alex Shelley versus Daniel Bryan, or maybe a CM Punk, or even Evan Bourne. That'd be actually pretty cool to see. Will it happen? Probably not, but who knows at this point. I can also see Alex Shelley going back to Ring of Honor, because in recent years, most of the TNA roster who got released were part of the X Division, and majority of them ended up going back to Ring of Honor. Like, Amazing Red went down there, Homicide's down there, Jay Lethal's in Ring of Honor, and from what I've heard, he's actually doing pretty well, and the Bucks are back there, so. There's also other independent wrestling promotions that Alex Shelley could go, but all I'm just hoping is that whatever wrestling promotion he ends up, that they showcase him properly and utilize his full potential. Like, when he's in matches, just let him go all out. Let him work a good match And when he's on the mic, just let him be himself. Let him, because Alex Shelley, he knows how to work the crowd, get them hype up for their matches, and put asses in the seats. And he can also back it up in the ring with his solid in-ring ability. Now, the thing is that if wherever he goes, not just that, but I don't want Alex Shelley to end up being treated like a jobber. Because as I said earlier, just for a talent, like, just for him to be wasted is just ridiculous. So wherever Alex Shelley may end up, I hope they utilize him to his full potential and that they treat him well and he's happy. That's it for the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below your thoughts on Alex Shelley leaving and where do you think he'll end up. Follow me on Twitter at ShadowBadAsh and also follow at Heel Wrestling because they put on such good and hilarious tweets. That's it for now. Until my next video. Later, guys.